Let me start. Welcome everybody. Welcome our brilliant speakers. I'm glad to have you all here. First, I'll be the moderator of this session. I would like to welcome Arek Wawryszewicz from Duynie Polska. He's the first speaker, so I will give you the floor.
Okay, thank you. Let me hopefully start the presentation the way it should be. I go into full screen so we'll not see you. Sorry for that. And then we'll take it from there. If you have questions, I guess that will be happening along our discussion. Is the screen visible well?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so let's go back again. So I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do share, okay, and I'm gonna do a full screen.
Okay. Now we can see.
Okay, give me it's a PowerPoint, so you know it has its own life.
Oh, sorry, we can see your screen with notes, unfortunately.
Okay, that is stop sharing. Oh my God. Okay. So how do I do that then? Apologies for that. That is always a tricky one. Then I guess I have to be here, and that will be share. Okay, and then I'll do this. One sec. Works?
Yeah,
it does.
Okay, so the trick is the presentation has to be actually on the platform side. Anyway, Arek Wawryszewicz, I'm a general manager for a company called Duynie. Duynie is part of a farmers-owned cooperative, which is employing around 8.4 thousand members. Headquarters are located in Netherlands, and basically it's a company which has grown on the basis of the sugar beet industry and a variety of activities around farming industry. It's just for your information. What we're doing in Poland, for example, we're quite well known under the brand of Avico, where we are managing a certain supply of potato products. What is important for Duynie, we are actually a company which is only dealing within a circular economy, as we are reprocessing co-products and residues of mainly food production. So I think that's how we fit into our today's presentation. Just a few facts. We are a European-based company. We nowadays move around 4.8 million tons of co-products, relatively small employment because it's around 420 people. And we pretty much try to focus our operations within a territory of European community. Actually, as we have an Italian speakers as well, we have entered Italy last year because of our cooperation with the brewing sector. And interestingly enough, Italy is a country which has an issue with weather. It's a very dry country, and we have a drought situation, especially within the agriculture and farming industry. And our co-products, which are quite wet, because the average dry matter of these are around 20 to 30%, finding a very good home within Italian network. But anyway, just to give you an idea, it's a European company with the offices present in pretty much every European country. What we're doing through the circularity, and I think what is interesting, each and every industry within a food space is focused, like in food industry, they produce food, beverages produce soft drinks and beer, for example, and biofuel is focused on production either on ethanol or biodiesel. In the meantime, these head products, as we call them, these industries also generate a lot of byproducts, co-products, residues, and also a waste products, which in a lot of cases at the beginning don't find home within the network. And then, they are sold at a very little value, or it's very difficult to find home for them. So what we're doing, we're trying to actually upgrade and bring the value into those products. And our customers are operating within food, pet food, technical applications, feed, and fermentation. I will give you some of the highlights of exactly what we're doing, because I think that what is important is to give living examples. What is important from the producer perspective, and this is always the biggest issue, is they want to produce their, as I stated, head products. They want to produce their soft drinks. They want to produce beer, and they don't care what happens afterwards. So from our industry perspective, we have to make sure that our suppliers, in that case, feel comfortable that they are able to continuously produce. They can also maximize and not lose money on their co-products. And at the end of the day, it's also extremely important, especially in the markets like Benelux or UK, that the impact on the environment is reduced. So we do decrease amount of the waste, which is ending up on the landfills, and we can, use these products for something smarter than just a low value stream. So in our business, when we go to whatever food producer you imagine, we basically say, hey, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take your co-products or residues, we're gonna make sure that we always pick them up on time, so you can run your facility properly and you don't have any kind of stop. We do manage logistics, and it's a not easy one because, as I mentioned, we deal with a very liquefied products. We do have, in a lot of cases, invest into either storage or do new logistical solutions. We need to have a loading base, etc., etc. And then we have to deal with basically a very specific domestic issues, which in every country is different. That will depend on the energy availability or water availability, name you. Every country, although we are within the European community, have a very specific issues. So to give you real examples, these are the companies within the Duynie group. Of course, I give you a bit more of the information, but for example, me as a Duynie feed, I deal with the bioethanol manufacturers who are converting in their wheat or corn or rapeseed, and they produce biodiesel or bioethanol. And that's their focus. They're basically doing the biofuels. In the meantime, they also produce quite a bit of co-products, and in this particular case, they're protein sources. And with the current situation related to energy squeeze, they cannot dry it. And we ending up with a product which is in a fantastic protein source with a dry matter of 25%. And that is delivered directly into the farm gate. It cannot be stored. It needs to be delivered straight on the facility. Another example, if you look at Novidon, basically people produce French fries. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. But in the meantime, there is also a lot of co-products. And out of that, we produce starch. Same for ingredients. You have ingredients, and in this particular case, there is a very large vegetable processing industry, and a lot of leftovers. If you imagine carrot and back of the carrot, is being reprocessed, is being basically put into, for example, pet food. And then at the end of the day, if there is nowhere else to go, that little picture of that white mass that's called sugar beet pulp, that is used as energy source for biogas. So from all of those streams, some new things can be made, and they're quite sophisticated. Just to give you an idea, within a food and feed and fuel, if you look at the compound feed industry, I mean, basically you have to buy wheat, soy, rape, and make a feed out of this. If you look from the land use perspective, co-products have almost no footprint because they are already made and they are co-products of some other industry. Therefore, they have a very beneficial footprint into the feed industry, especially with the animal husbandry, taking into account that it's said that 80% of CO2 emissions are being produced by the animals. So this usage of co-products is actually reducing significantly the CO2 footprint. Moving forward, just to give you an idea, so what we do as a Duynie feed, we feed animals, ruminants and cows. Cows are ruminants, so ruminants and hogs or pigs. Within a Novidon, we take in leftovers of the starch industry and we produce variety of things. I mean, the best one is, for example, wallpaper glue, which is made out of the potato starch residues. For pet food, we are using variety of roots and vegetable to produce a very highly prepared product for cows and dogs. And from the innovation perspective, I think what is important, this is a very interesting graph for just to give you an idea of what's happening within the industry. If you see that block, that factory, which is producing French fries, they're taking potatoes and they make French fries, and these French fries are being sold straight to the consumers. In the meantime, we get.
Sorry for interruption, Arkadiusz. I, of course, finished, but I wanted to remind you that we have only 5 minutes per presenter. We have 11 speakers, so.
Sure, I'm almost done. This is the last. This is the last.
Thank you.
So just to give you an idea, if you're looking at the current industry, you have a French fries production, which goes to consumers, but there is a whole industry behind it, which is managing the co-products from a single cell production, single cell protein production, where we apply fermentation techniques, into any kind of other reprocessing from food, pet food, technical applications, also energy. And that's where we operate today. And just to give you an idea, these are our current activities. So that's, I would say, hopefully I'm within a time, but that's basically what we do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arkadiusz. It was interesting, a huge amount of information. Now we will move to the Rewow company, which is represented by Antonino Biondo. So, Antonino, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Yes. Please tell me how to share my screen. Sorry for this.
Down, you will find the fourth button. There you can. You need to click on this.
Yes. Do you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Perfect. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Antonino Biondo, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Rewow. Rewow, as before the speaker said, I mean, Italy is moving towards like circular, and also there are different projects in Italy, and we are actually based in Italy, especially in the south of Italy, in Bari, in the Puglia region. So what we work on, and our main idea is to valorize a waste product. So especially waste cooking oil. So waste cooking oil is produced from the from the preservation and production of food. But this product, if it's not properly collected, it can be very polluting for our environment. In fact, only 1 liter may contaminate up to 1 million liters of drinking water. And in Europe, we produce a lot of this product. It is estimated that we produce around 4 million tons per year, and this data is from 2018, and it's of course it's improving, but so far there has been like a collection and a huge waste of this product from the food production. So in Italy, what is happening, especially, like we have 64% of this oil that comes from the household sector, but out of this one, only 20% is collected, mostly for the production of a biofuel that is then burned and it emits CO2 in the atmosphere. But also it has to be very low price for be competitive on the environment. Of course, at the moment, what we are experiencing, there is a huge trend for biofuels. So this one for sure is increasing the value, but of course, this cannot be tremendously increased to put value also for awareness of the citizens. And this is what this is our Rewow, what Rewow wants to do. It wants to we want to valorize waste cooking oils to produce bio-based polymers. Here you find used cooking oil, not waste cooking oil, but it is exactly the same. So we have a proprietary chemical process for production of these bio-based polymers, and we also filed a patent application that it's now at the international state. So the bio-based polymers. Sorry for the typo on the title. It's a huge market, so it is expected to reach $10 billion in 2026, and this can reach different sectors. So cosmetic ingredients, packaging, and so on. And these are also what we find already as biopolymers and bioplastics. But especially on bio-based polymers, what we are focusing on, it's cosmetic ingredients, and this is already what we are collaborating with different companies for this, so to increase the sustainability of the cosmetic market and to produce different cosmetic products. So this is one of our main goal, and what we do, we do not collect the oil by ourselves. We collaborate with collectors of waste cooking oils, and especially this consortium called Konoe and a Apulian company called Green Oil. Then we transform the product through our research center partners, for example, the University of Bari, where I'm also a postdoc, and the University of Groningen and other research sectors. And then we validate and we put this product on the market with other companies, especially on the cosmetic sector. There are different there are different companies that are going into this direction already, especially chemical companies, but not all of them fulfill the requirement from the market. And this is where Rewow comes in, where our products derive from renewable resources. They are circular. They do not contain any allergen through the entire value chain, and also the final product is it has high hydrolysis in different environments. We validated and we started our journey since 2018. We participated into different companies, and now we have done also different competition. For example, the EIT Food and also Marie Curie Sklodowska Individual Fellowship, where I'm also based, for example, with the University of Bari. And the team is formed by myself. I have a PhD in biotechnology, and I've worked on the biodegradation of plastics and synthesis of bioplastics. Alessandro Cristiano, he has an MBA from the SDA Bocconi in Milan, here in Italy, and he has expertise in logistics and supply chain, in operations, sorry. And Ilaria Lorusso, she's a lawyer and legal consultant of different companies, and she has worked at the Apulian Regional Council and also working with different regulatory bodies. We also have a panel of advisors that goes from the R&D part to the business development, and of course also the validity and the feasibility of our technology. And our motto is from nature, just beauty. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Antonina. That was very interesting. Now we will move more to the. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because I was confused. Now we will move to the different usage of organic waste to create beautiful eco-design products. So a bit different thing. Welcome, Ivan Kalimari from Krill Design.
Thank you, Marianna. Let me share the screen. Okay, can you see?
Yes, of course, we can see.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Ivan Kalimani, CEO founder of Krill Design. Krill Design is a startup that has a vision to support people and organizations embracing sustainability through circular design. The problem we address is about companies in the agri-food chain producing a lot of organic waste for which there is no recycling option, despite a strong demand for circular economy goods. Our proposal to transform food waste into eco-design products by creating a bridge between waste producer and the end consumer, generating maximum value along the supply chain. I can hear someone that has the microphone open. I don't know if you can try to turn off. Okay. Okay, this is possible thanks to our patent pending process that enable us to transform homogeneous food waste such as peels, seeds, shells into a biopolymer that keeps some of the characteristics of the chosen food. For instance, color, tactile feeling, smell, that we used to make through digital manufacturing eco-design products. Following our payoff from trash to treasure, we started to offer our circular design solution to corporates. An example of our circular economy projects is the one we made for San Pellegrino, maker of sparkling drinks within Nestlé Group, for which we transformed the waste from orange squeezy in a design capsule collection composed by a tray, a glassette, and a table lamp to distribute to their bar and restaurant resellers. It is clear how our business model aimed to gain not only from the creation of the circular economy project, but we build a long-lasting relationship where we keep making products for them for the years to come. In this way, it's possible to scale up, just increasing the number of clients in our portfolio. We now have clients among the most important food and beverage Italian companies, several prospects to start new projects, raised 500K from public funds and private loans, and an income of 220K in 2021. Whilst B2B help us financing research and development of new material and processes, increase visibility in brand awareness, and build a stronger circular supply chain, we decided to use our expertise to enlarge the business towards consumer market with the goal of speed up scalability, speed up internationalization, grow margin, decrease working capital needs, and last but not least, increase the amount of waste recycled. The global furniture market is really a big one, growing especially within the share of sustainable design products. And it's interesting to see we are the sole company on the market that can offer design product using recycled organic base, an area where we have several competitive advantages, such as a patent pending material, stronger circular supply chain, in-house manufacturing through 3D printing. To validate the B2B concept in the second half of 2021, we made a market test on Kickstarter promoting Homey, the first lamp made of orange peels. In 1 month's campaign, we sold 600 lamps in 28 countries, raising 53K and catching an incredible interest among the media. We based our development on 3 core elements. First, use of non-edible parts of food as material. Starting from the oranges, we have already developed a material from coffee, and we are working on cocoa, lemon, and apple. All our material are on the market under the registered trademark Krill. Second, our digital manufacturing offers unique advantages. Flexibility, since one machine can make endless kind of products, there is no need to create a specific line for each product. It's a one-time investment. We can run on-demand production that enable us to use a virtual storage approach and decrease working capital needs. We have a fully automated production with low need of human resources. and it's possible to replicate the factory hub in other countries, closing the gap between production and customers. And finally, our unique design that takes inspiration from food and nature and is shaped by top designers such as Stefano Seletti and emerging designers selected through contest. In March, we launched our e-commerce to show our orange collection, and in June at the Milan Design Week, we presented our new lemon collection. Our business plan aimed to reach an income of 25 million by 2025, and to do that, we are looking for a capital of 500K. The founding team is made of me, past project manager of the World Exposition of 2015 in Milan, manager of the agro-food gross market in Milan, and university professor of management. Jack, expert of biomaterials and founder of Hybrids, a technology hub in Milan. Martina, product designer for top brands such as Samsung, PT, and Anili. And in the management team, we also Marilu, our marketing manager with previous experience in the fashion industry, and Marco, former operation manager at Zara London. This is a collection of our product that we made so far, and hopes you find interesting what we are doing.
Thank you, Ivan. It sounds really interesting. I would really like to see your products from lemon or cocoa. We saw only one slide, so I don't know. Only one slide. I don't know if it was a mistake or it was the aim. But thank you. And now we will move to the Humatico company, which is represented by Katarzyna Geiger. Katarzyna, the floor is yours.
Okay, I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, now we can hear you, but maybe keep the speaker a little closer.
Do you see me with the slides?
We can't see slides yet.
Not yet.
Okay, now it's visible.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so thank you for the possibility to be here. Green fields and healthy food sounds very nice for everybody. But unfortunately, agriculture is one of the biggest polluters in terms of greenhouse emitters. Almost 25% of the green gases are linked to the agriculture production and processing. Next to it, also, agriculture uses a lot of soil, almost 38% of the earth land surface, and uses a lot of water. The biggest sources of emissions are coming basically from two main sources. And this is one, the usage of fertilizers. Here we have a very egg and chicken problem because the rising demand on food causes the bigger demand on fertilizers. This leads to that the soils are even more destroyed because of the overusage of the NPK, standard fertilizers. And this causes another problem that it links that the more chemicals in the soil, the less fertile the soil become. And again, the circle starts from the beginning. Currently, we have another two big problems with the fertilizers. This is also the accessibility and the prices. Why? Because the standard NPK fertilizers comes from the natural gas. And I think the geopolitical situation I don't need to mention to anybody. And the second big problem in case of emissions from the agriculture is the agriculture waste. More than 5.5 billion tons is linked to it, which causes in total almost more than 5 gigametric tons of CO2 equivalents globally per year. We speak, and there are a lot of course, tests done with composting, but this is not the ideal thing. And of course, burning or producing biogas is one of the least preferable topics in case of reusage of raw material in the well-known methodology of how to reuse products. So what we can do, here comes Humatico, and we found a possibility to change the sustainability problem into an economic opportunity. How we do it? We created and patented a fertilizer production line, which enable. Yes.
Katarzyna, sorry, I thought that it's the problem only on my screen, but I think that you're still showing only first slide. I think that might be
because I'm
a
already
mistake.
in the sixth.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try. I will try to go out and share it again. May I ask you, Marina, which slide is available at the screen now?
Now we can see any.
Okay, because Hope is telling me that I'm presenting at the moment.
Okay, now we can see the fifth one.
Okay, so the solution. Okay. Did the slide changed just as a test? Do you see the next one? I wanted just to be to ensure that.
No, we still can see only the fifth one. So maybe leave the.
Do not go into full screen. Maybe just navigate by normal PowerPoint.
Let's try this. Do you see anything?
Nope.
Okay, so it's a pity because I wanted to share this works. So maybe I will just keep talking, and if somebody see any slides, then please tell me.
Now we can see the sixth one.
So okay. So
Katarzyna, we can't hear you now. Hello. You're muted.
Okay, which is
You are still muted, Katarzyna. I can see that you're saying something because there is a subtitles here, but we cannot hear you.
Okay, maybe Katarzyna, you will try to solve the problem, and we will move to another presentation because we have not so much time, and maybe it will be better for you to be prepared. So the next presentation, if it's okay, of course. The next presentation will perform Katarzyna Młynarczyk from Rebread. We will get to know more about ecosystem that addresses the problem of bread waste worldwide. Katarzyna, you're welcome.
Okay, I will start to share my screen and we will make a test if you see it. So hopefully it will be like that. And this is the cover. And please tell me only if you hear me well and see that I'm going through the slides.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
great. Perfect.
Okay, so I will start maybe. I'm Katarzyna Młynarczyk and I'm a co-founder and service designer of Rebread. And I will try to tell you in a long story short, what is Rebread, what is our mission, values and goals that we have. We simply, but it's not so simple, save leftover bread. And when I say leftover bread, is unsold, stale bread from being treated as a waste and build ecosystem around this resource that we all, I hope, know that it's really valuable. Our goal is to solve the problem of bread waste, not only in Poland, but also globally. We know the statistics for a couple of countries in Europe, but in Poland mainly that I'm based in now on, it's up to 10 million tons of bread yearly. So it's enormous problem that we discovered. And ecosystem for us, it's mainly concentrated in our business model, not only to create new products and services, but also to share our know-how, recipes, standards that we are creating now. And engage many stakeholders who are really important in a food chain and have some kind of also stick opportunities with the bread. Of course, I think that you all here know that the problem is with bread waste and food waste globally. It's enormous. We know this number of 2 million tons of bread, and which is also important. Bread in Poland, actually, but also in a couple of countries in Europe. It's the most wasted when it comes to categories element of the food waste. In Poland is over 60%. And why we are doing this, because why it's really important. Rebread is a spin-off of another company that was found in 2017, and here on the photo it's me and my co-partner Bartek. We are founders of a chain of restaurants in Krakow. It's a breakfast restaurant business where the main element of the menu is bread. So the journey started with the gastronomy business, then artisan bakery that we found. And in artisan bakery, we identified the problem with the bread waste, actually, because our heart was broken, where when we saw after 24 hours of making a really good quality bread on a sourdough, you need to, after a couple of days, you need to trash it away in your bakery, shop, restaurant, etc. And as a proof on the market, we created the first product, which was sold and really gets an interest from different communities. But it's not so politically right, because this is the distillate from bread, the vodka, okowita, where we solved the problem of unsold bread in our bakery and couple of shops that we created a community of, and we saved over 1.5 ton of bread and turned it into this product. We won double gold on international competitions for this proof of concept, I can say. And in this bottle, we saved 3 loaves of bread. So it's really a thing that we can measure, and we all know that bread as a raw material can be a great base. But to make a more impact on the market, of course, we don't concentrate on this proof. We try to make it on a bigger scale. So we started with the bakeries, we started with the retail stores and restaurants, where the first circular product, it's 20%, the bread which is based 20% of the crust, so our crushed stale bread. And now it's a main element of the campaign of Krakow City, where you can on the right see the green circular bread, which is actually 30% flour replacement when it comes to stale bread. So optimization of costs, also the scale of awareness about the circular products. This is also the scaling recipe that we want to share with other bakeries. The important thing is that because we are based in the gastronomy, Rebread started the project with EIT Food, where we want to create, and we are started to create already, culinary laboratory where our different parts of the business will be developed. We have a great R&D team with a couple of universities, and also we created a circular hub idea that we want to integrate resources of restaurateurs, local producers, farmers, institutions, and business organizations in specific regions to create the standards of the food waste, and also to have more low-plugged kitchens and fight the situation now. The process of saving the bread, it's really simple, but of course we needed some time to make it technologically friendly and low friendly. We collect the raw materials from bakeries and retail stores. We sorted, shred, and dry, fermented in alcohol or milk fermentation. Then we develop a product strategy, transfer it to manufacturers, and build sales networks. Of course, somehow, because we are based, we founded the company May last year, so it's not so far away from today. And all of the media, the most important media in Poland, but also a couple of Europe, also already interested in Rebread, and we have like 2 investors already invested in a company, which is based on one main group and a couple of subsidiary LTD companies, which are concentrated on the different parts. As you can see on the left side, these are products in bakery, distillates and beer, probiotic drinks, groceries, cosmetics, dishes and packaging, 3D printing, mushroom cultivation, and fertilizers. So a couple of them, and many, but for each of them, we have a R&D teams. We have already a research made on, we have prototypes, and we now are looking for funds and companies that will bring with us it on the market. Already created somehow an idea of marketplace where we want to connect suppliers with raw material recipients and try to share with them a knowledge base to really scale it and commercialize it on different markets. Maybe I will skip this part to show you at the end the part of really a proof of different parts of our business. On the left side, you can see a koji. This is the material which was made on a stale bread, and it is our idea of alternative for the meat made on oncom. which is really something really excited. I'm excited about. Another one is a probiotic drink, something between kombucha, bread kvass, and lemonade. We have already created a recipe, and we are sell it on the Krakow market. Our bread, of course, Okowita, and 3D printing prototypes with the University of Agriculture in Krakow that we made, and we now are talking with a couple of companies of 3D printing how to sell it on the market and which products already can be a part of the 3D printing. So really, there are many things that you can do with bread as a raw material. It's not a waste, it's a raw material for new co-products that are today mentioned here, also in a couple of presentations. And when it comes to business cases, we can have it many and many if we will create a partners and funding companies. For the very last slides, I can show you the last product that we created, and now we are talking with a couple of cosmetic companies. This is a peeling from bread. 30% of bread here in ingredients, so it's not a marketing, and it's totally there is no waste from that, because in the water it's simply it's throw away with the water, but it's also have a great values when it comes to the skin. Summarize it, really Rebread is operating on attractive markets when it comes to all protein and upcycled food. It also somehow brings the ESG entry as a standard and try to cooperate with companies on the ESG measurements. And also because of the interest of the UE different companies and institutions, also the funding that we get for now on, it's really something that can be interested for many funding organizations. And also the last thing is that raw material market, it's not so developed already, and the bread can be a great source for that. So thank you for having this kind of a presentation here, and already with Bartłomiej as a CEO, we are open to discussions and contacts.
Katarzyna, thank you so much. It's so impressive how many you have done with bread waste. It's just incredible. And also, what I wanted to say, I see that you have to have a lot of cooperation with different R&Ds, and that's I think the core of your business. Why it's so developing so fast.
Yes, that's right. And it needs really many partners to make it real, but it has some kind of a proof of concept and research data that we based on.
Yeah, that's why we are here to make new partners also. Okay, thank you so much. Now we were talking mainly about using waste, bio-waste, but now we will talk about fighting against food waste. So welcome Francesco Ardito from Last Minute Sotto Casa.
Okay, my microphone should be okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I only asked you one thing: to share my slides. I see just 4 icons: the one for the titles, the video camera, the microphone, and the setup. I don't know whether you have to give me presenting rights or something special to allow me to share.
Francesco, you have to go out of the full screen.
Yes.
It is not visible on the full screen.
Yes, I'm out of the full screen now and still see. Okay. I still see only 4. I was about to ask you this beforehand, but I didn't want to disturb. But I do not see any sharing button. Yeah, you said. I apologize, but On my screen, I cannot see. I see only the CC, the video camera, the microphone, and then there is another. I don't know. I just
Francesco, sorry,
yes.
close on the logo, the icon of microphone. There is a screen.
Yes.
If you click there,
I just
try to click there.
Yeah, but nothing happens. Just only.
Nothing happens.
I was expecting. I just click on it and I see only a red bar coming on top of it.
Okay.
I don't know, Mariana. I just sent it.
Yeah, I can share your presentation if you want.
That would be great. So I can tell you next slide.
Yeah, yes, please. You will tell me this.
Thanks. I don't know why, because I see the screen that Elena is suggesting me, but nothing happens. Okay. So thanks a lot. In the meantime, I say that previous speaker was talking about bread, and I often start my presentation talking about bread, which is 2 tons of bread are wasted every day only in Milan, just to give you an idea. So I know exactly what she was talking about. So thanks a lot for your slide. I would say I can start. So glad to be here. And so as I mentioned before, no more wasted food in supermarkets. That's what we say. So if you want to move to the next slide. We started with last minute Sotto Casa, a very simple idea to allow small shop owners like bakeries, butchers, vegetable shops, proximity shop to inform all citizens nearby through a simple app about what was the product available. So, let's say I was in a bakery, there was slices of pizza which are going to expire. And the shop owners were able just to say, I have still, I don't know, 5 pieces, 50% discount, come to my shop and buy it. The project was for 2 years up to the pandemic, had a big growth. We won so many awards, not only in Italy, but abroad as well. So huge media coverage. And if we move to next slide, thanks a lot. Okay, some statistic data, what we did, we just came up to saving something like 2 tons of fresh food every month, huge spread across Italy, yes. Something like 2 million notifications sent to the smartphones of users. So this is the story, let's say our first part, the first part of our life. I would say, if we can move to the next slide, what happened? It happened then using the system and checking day by day which was the expiration of product, which was the real wasted food. We discovered that the real big quantities of wasted food is not at small shop. Even if this was a very good idea, like a storytelling, we help small shops to survive. But the big problem was in supermarkets, and a huge problem here in Italy, I don't know what's happening in your countries, was and still is the check every day of products which are going to expire on the shelf. Thousands of products which expire, and there are no so precise systems to track what's going to expire tonight or tomorrow. So if we move to the next slide, thanks, Mariana, for helping me. Okay, can you move to the following slide? Okay, so this was the solution as it was before. You see, from A to Z. Let's say we were covering the Z part. I mean, you have some products, you are probably worried because you are not sure whether you will be able to sell those products, even if at 50% discount. So you don't want them to become waste food, and you just inform users. So now we cover the A part at the beginning. So we met a small startup who made a great job in identifying products which are going to expire for supermarkets. And we did join the two solutions. So if we move to the following slide, we can see. So now in supermarkets, the lady at the supermarkets every morning can just open the slide, open the app, and through the app can see already at a glance in the beginning how many products are going to expire. And if we move to the next slide, the system tells, okay, this is the focus of my presentation, I would say. So you see on the left side is the shop, on the right side is the client, the two pictures on the left. So the shop owner sees exactly which are the products which are expiring maybe tomorrow, or there's a date, but normally we work with 2 days. And it can easily go there and take it off and put it at 50% discount. So they normally label it 50% discount, and they put it maybe in a basket. So this is an important part, because it allows in 3, 4, 5 minutes, according to the numbers per day, to perform the whole checking activity, and to be very precise, not to forget any piece on the shelf. If we go on the right side, what happens is that totally automatically, what has been identified as product which is going to expire maybe in 2 days is notified on the smartphones of citizens which live nearby. So if we go to next slide, okay, this is what happens. So there is a fully automatic sending of the notification to the to the smartphone. So what happens? It's like sending a flyer, but normally flyers have to be printed, have to be distributed. In this way, every day, all the products which are identified are automatically sent to the clients which have the app in their hands, with a clear explanation of what the product is, which quantity, which is the original price, and which is the final price that the client will pay. So we don't only cover the first part, but even the last part. If we go to this next slide, what happens, and I'm going to go to the end, we have many analytics which allow shops owner to track what is going to expire most in quantity and in value. Next slide, please. We saw that only after 3 months of usage, the shops can save a lot of money in being very careful about which are the products that are normally expiring, so to reduce this quantity. And if we go to the other slide, and I'm going to the end, what happens? Our development model is the following. When a supermarket starts anywhere using the system, we build the community around the supermarkets in 3 ways. The first one is using some digital campaigns. If we go to next slide, the second one is using some, you see some roll-ups like this, even though in many cases the spaces are very strict in the supermarkets, there's not a lot of space. And the third way, if we go to the next slide, is very simple. We just hand something like 1,000, 2,000 small leaflets on the supermarkets. And people, when they go into the supermarkets, they can see that the supermarket is doing something to avoid wasted food, and they can buy fresh food at 50% discount. So what we do in this way, we create the right balance between the demand and the offer, because the shop owner is there, he's sending automatic offers every day, because every day he's checking the products which are going to expire, and every day something is expiring, or is going to expire. And the clients which has picked up the leaflets are those who live nearby, so are those that normally go to that shop. So every day we have a correct balance between offers that are sent and offers that are received. So we have finished. We go to the next slide. So what we say, we really try to have no more wasted food in supermarkets. Thanks a lot, and thanks for inviting me. And thank you, Mariana, for your help.
No problem. Thank you so much. It was super interesting. If I can have a quick question, do you work only, do you have this app only in Italy or also abroad already?
No, we are only in Italy. Let's say that the app, both apps are very, very easy, very simple, as you have seen. So we are ready to be, let's say, localized in any other language, because they are really, really very simple. Few words, few text. And my company, Last Minute Sotto Casa, has been acquired by a large French group, and we are developing this project together with this French group, and we are planning in a very short time to move to France, and hopefully wherever there will be a chance to develop the system.
That's great to hear.
Thanks a lot.
David?
Can I also have one technical question, because it's very interesting what you're doing, but do you have a way of distinguishing the date of expiration between batches? Because in a big supermarket, you can expect that you have, 10, 20 products of the same products, in which just 5 have expiration date that is coming to an end, but the rest has a longer one. Are you putting a promotion just on those 5, or are you forced to do it on the full?
No. Thanks for your question. No, the promotion is only on the 5, which are going to expire maybe tomorrow. So what happens when the system tells me that there is a mozzarella which is going to expire? The man or the lady goes to the mozzarella and checks how many pieces are going to expire actually tomorrow. So maybe there were 5, but maybe 3 have been both acquired 2 minutes ago. So if there are 3 pieces left, let's suppose, the only thing the owner, the shop owner, the man or the lady has to do is to put a number 3 and insert the next expiration date for that mozzarella. That will be maybe 15th of October. So let's say very, very simple. I would say straightforward and simple. So the 3 pieces are the 3 pieces which are labeled 50%, and are the 3 pieces which are sent as an offer on the phone, on the smartphones of users. And are the 3 pieces that we track as statistics for all the analytics to tell you which are the pieces that are costing more for you. And then let's say if I enter that the next expiration date is the 15th of October, the system will not warn me about the mozzarella up to the 13th of October if I decided to go check 2 days. So it's a very, very simple and straightforward system to check and not forget pieces on the shelf which are already expired, which is a big damage.
Great, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you both. In the end, we will have a larger discussion, so there will be a floor for questions. Now, David, the floor is yours. We'll talk about plant extracts for healthier food and medicines and cosmetics. We're looking forward.
Okay, you should be seeing my screen, and I'm
we can see.
Full screen. Can you see it going to other slides?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, going to the back then. So what I wanted in this presentation, just before I start, I wanted this to be an incentive for discussion, less than a presentation about what we do. But the introduction about natural extracts, they are found in, I would say, 80% of everyday consumer products, from food and beverages through cosmetics and then drugs and supplements. We as consumers never buy natural extracts, but we use them on a daily basis. And nowadays, the market is driven by these ecological trends that we as consumers are trying to keep track of what natural ingredients do we intake with the final products. And I believe this will be also a trend of the future. But on the supply part, I believe we are just starting a discussion about the transition for the industry, because the business of yesterday was constructed on the basis of the model that we have economical costs, economical impact on the supply side, and then we need effective extraction on the other side. So we just compare prices of raw materials to the price of the extract that we are selling on a B2B basis. And I believe that with the discussion of the European Union and many different organizations, we are putting just another block of incentives, let's call them, which are considered as environmental impact. And when comparing old school products, old school natural extracts, but I would apply it to a wider range of industries, we should start calculating the cost of the environment that goes into the final product. Further on, I will answer why I'm trying to incorporate this part. But going back to our product, so we believe there is a very big deficiency in the way today natural extracts are produced, because mostly the raw material, the plants, are grown in countries where the labor force is cheaper and the agricultural standards are lower. So the plants come from Africa, Southeast Asia, Arabian countries, Turkey, the Balkan countries, where they are acquired cheaply and they are transported for very long routes to countries where they are processed. So in Europe, it's France, it's Germany, it's Switzerland, also United States, Canada, all of the developed countries. So from a global perspective, this way of cooperation contributes to farmland degradation, because a lot of plant protection products are used in this process to boost the crop fertility. Kasia was talking about fertilizers, so this is actually, the business as usual is closing the eyes on the problem that we are creating in other parts of the world. We are only interested in the quality of the final product that we here consume in Europe. But I believe we should start counting this as well. So second thing is the transport. So the carbon footprint, that raw materials are transported through half of the world, or at least a couple of thousands of kilometers. Then there is the part of processing, so solvent production. Normally natural extracts are produced by pouring some type of solvent that is taking out what is most crucial, offers best quality in the plant. And then we also have waste management. So once we take the active compounds left in the solvent, we have to get rid of the solvent. So this is a type of waste that we are generating. So it actually leads us to the concept that we have developed in Vertigo Farms. We have incorporated vertical farming techniques alongside lyophilization and supercritical extraction. And all of these steps in the process were chosen on the basis of its environmental footprint. So, for example, vertical farming, while cutting us out from the natural environment, we are also being cut out from the risks that derive from it. So we don't have any pests that could affect our plants, so we don't need to use pesticide. It's the same for herbicides. We are using very clean soil, and we put single seeds into the pots. So there is no reason of no chance of contamination by other types of herbs that we do not want. So once again, we do not need herbicides. The second step is about retaining the freshness of the product. And the last part, supercritical extraction, is also about not using solvents. The role of the solvent is carbon dioxide, which is put into very, very high pressure, 500, 600 bars, and it flows through the plants and connects with all the active substances. At the end of this process, CO2 can be recycled, and it's going circular in the system, taking out next active substances from next batch of grown plants. So we are not left with any solvents, with any waste from that process. The only thing we are left with is the remainings of dried plants, but well, they eventually can end up, as a feed for cows or for something similar. These are only plants that the most interesting substance were taken out, but the rest of the plant is still very, very, very clean. It doesn't have any chemical residues. It's 100% natural. So this is a product that does not give us any problems. Maybe I will skip the technicalities of that. I would just comment on the biggest challenge, because as for vertical farming is a very, very big consumer of electricity. This seems to be actually the biggest challenge for us, but I'm also very curious about your perspective in other companies. We actually use around 300 kilowatt hours per day, which means 110 megawatts per year. It corresponds to our capacity production of 45 kilograms of extracts, which means that this 110 megawatts can serve as extracts for 90,000 liters of drinks or 36 millions of pills for sore throat. But I would just like to make a point here that technological innovation can increase energy consumption in the short term, whereas I believe that in the long run, it actually allows us, to optimize those processes, to find other solutions, because innovation in one area causes the seeking of innovation in the other area. So eventually, I believe that technological innovation is reducing the energy consumption. And to leave an open question at the end, having developed this startup and helping also other startups on the way, I've heard a lot of times that sustainable technologies are expensive. But I believe, just as in one of the initial slides, up to today, the equation that was considering the costs only has taken into consideration the costs of the economical cost, not the cost of the environment. And I hope this shall be changed in the upcoming years, where legislation will be imposing standards and will favor sustainable solutions. The European Union and our countries, as Italy, as Poland, are introducing them to the market. But I'm also very interested in your opinion on this case, because I believe that, until we find solutions that will be connected to the whole world, then competition of startups will be harder if they have to find, the business as usual with the economy that we have from the last decades, let's say. So that is actually that I wanted to share. So I hope we can have a small discussion on the way.
Thank you, David. You had so many interesting statements and crucial, I would say. So I believe there could be a great discussion, but we will do it in the end, because as planned, and also we have only 15 minutes left. So maybe let's do like this: we'll make presentation and we will finish presentation before around 3:30, and after this, if you will be still available, we can have some questions after time and have this discussion. David, thank you so much for this really crucial
Hello.
info. Hello, Francesco Solvrisa.
Hello,
The
can
floor
you
is
hear me?
yours.
Can you see
Yes.
the presentation? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, but we
Okay.
have an echo. We can.
You can see the presentation, and I think that we can. I can manage it only in this way. Anyway, I'm Francesco Solfrizzo. I am a sales account at Xnext, and today I will introduce you our company. Our Xspectra is our investigation system for real-time food processing control. Just a few words before to start about the food safety that continue to constitute a worldwide public health concerns. The foreign bodies, low density, such as plastic, insect, other material are frequently found in the food. So, and there are four main areas where this problem can make risks, like the consumer health, for the companies, the product cost and the reputation cost also, and obviously the econ impact. If you think that for a withdrawal of a single jar of tomato of 125 grams, you generate a waste of 225 liters of water. Anyway, Xnext is a small medium company located in Milano, and is the first company to produce and market the X-ray multi-energy inspection. We designed our multi-energy detector for the food inspection. We developed the software of artificial intelligence techniques, and we built the complete system in-house in Milano in our company. The most advanced food inspection system, called the Xspectrum, is the unique synergy of three main high technological innovations. So the brain, that is represented by the nuclear electronics inside the machine, the eyes, that is the new photonics detector, and the artificial intelligence that manage the data collected by the brain and derived from the analysis performed by the eyes. In few milliseconds, a chemical physical analysis of each product and the processing is performed during the process of the processing of the product in the conveyor. And thanks to this, the above three technologies that I explained before, we are able to identify also the low density foreign bodies like plastic, bones, in addition to the standard contaminants of foreign bodies detected by the conventional system that are metal, stone, and glass. Here below, I can introduce you some or show you some test or some example of what is able to do Xspectra. For example, in a cutlet, we have tested and we have identified a PDM gasket that you can see on the right part of the slide, or like this part of wood inside the jar of the spread cream, or for example, a small plastic fragment inside the cheese, like a worm inside the plastic envelope bags of salad. And these contaminants are very difficult detectable from the conventional system. The possibility to use Xspectra is that it can be used in all points of the process, of the production process. So can be used to analyze the bulk quantities of the food before to be processed, and therefore to become, for example, talking about a meatball, the meat before to become a meatball. Or the food has been processed before the packaging, or at least before that the whole package are introduced in the pellets. This can practically protect the company from the possibility that during this process, any low density foreign bodies is being introduced in their product or in their production. The company born in the 2014, the first machine has been sold during the second half of 2021, and for the end of this year, we have already foreseen the installation of 40 machines around the world, as you can see. The main customer that currently gives their belief in Xnext are companies like, for example, Italian brand Amadori or Rana, or Baby Bell for the French brands, or Lactalis that we signed a contract just a few months ago. Inside the company, there is a demo center that is an adaptable solution, and we use this demo center for perform the test report, but also for the training of the machine before to be installed at the customer line, or for some training for the people that will use this machine. I'm going fast because I know that the time is very, very few. We have a few minutes for all of us. The company has been recognized as an Italian very potential growth company, therefore has been introduced the last June in the lead company. Is obviously ISO certified company, and as we have also received from the European community funding because they recognize that the company is very disruptive and potential growth and impact in the life of everybody worldwide. Okay, the last slide shows if you are interested to go deeply in Xnext or to know better, etc., you can contact us to this email, or I think that Mariana has all data to support or to provide you this our information. That's all.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for your attention, and I remain at your disposal for any further information.
Thank you so much, Francesco. If it's okay, I will share this.
Mariana, you're dropping out. We cannot hear you.
Yeah, sorry, Mariana, we cannot hear you very well. All right. I think there's some hiccups on your voice, Mariana.
Okay.
It looks like your microphone is on and off. Maybe you put a pen on it or coffee. Yeah, something there. Yes, yes.
Okay. So may I start, Mariana? Hello? Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
yes,
I go ahead without the signal from Mariana. Anyway, because we have a very few minutes. My presentation, PlantaRei, is a biotech startup founded in 2020, so very recently. Is an innovative startup that is based on two different approaches. Its mission is to provide a very sustainable ingredient coming from botanicals in two different ways. The upcycled products, so from what are the waste, the food byproduct, and on the other hand, the other branch of the three is to provide these ingredients through a very high-tech technology, which is plant cell culture. Plant cell culture, which is quite demanding and capital-intensive technology, but is devoted just to some particular species which are quite difficult to be produced by traditional method, traditional cultivation. Those plants that are requiring, for instance, a lot of fertilizer and so on. So while once in cultured in vitro, you do not use any kind of fertilizer, any kind of pesticide. You save water, you save soils, and so it's very sustainable way to cultivate these plants, even because you do not touch the flora. So especially for endangered species is a very interesting method. By the way, is a quite expansive method. So you have to be very specific in choosing the right species to be cultivated through this way. The other approach that PlantaRei is done is based on a big problem. The problem has been mentioned even before. Food system is responsible around for a third of global anthropogenic house green gas emissions. And so we have to avoid to cultivate those plants that can be extracted from the food byproduct, from waste. And FAO was claiming that around 40-50% of vegetable and fruit comes waste. So the things that the focus is how to valorize this big quantity of food byproduct, and this is the challenge that PlantaRei is tackling. The challenge is to put in the market some products with upcycled, so with an activity which is even better than from plant cultivated traditionally. Of course, to do that, we have to select and with many attention the source of our innovation which is founded with sustainability. So the key word for us is innovability, and the criteria that we have selected is to use just only organic. This is a limit, but of course is something that is a guarantee even for consumer. Only organic waste of food products. So the products are coming just from organic source. Then, secondly, from Italy. To avoid longer transportation. That means, of course, saving costs and even saving more sustainable way, and source coming from leading company in Italy. So just to tell you some key example. Here are two of my customer, Rigoni di Asiago and LV Sicilia, with which I am here presenting two examples. So Rigoni di Asiago is a leading company in producing jam and marmalade, with big fields cultivated, organic field cultivated around let me remember, around 1,000 of hectares cultivated in organic way. So the production is really huge, 4,500 tons of fruit. That means even a lot of food byproducts. And for instance, very special products, because mainly are wild product, wild red berry. This is an example, which are extracted, from which we extract the juice, the peels, where the peels has, of course, have the most important polyphenols, because are mainly collected and produced on the peels, because the peels is something that the fruit use to protect itself from the external aggression. So, and we often discard the peels, which is the most interesting part of the fruit. So with very sustainable, very green design without solvents process, we are able to obtain a very interesting and efficacious and effective ingredient for cosmetic as well as for nutraceutical purposes. This is a representation of food byproduct apple peels versus the whole fruit, and you can appreciate how is bigger the antioxidant activity of the food waste. The other example is from LBG Sicilia, which is a leading company, the global leading company producing locust bean gum. The carob is a very sustainable tree, because it doesn't need any kind of fertilizer, any kind of pesticide. It grows in very hard environment, so it doesn't need water. And the carob is used, 10% of the seed of the carob are used for to produce something that which have the capacity to absorb water, so are used as adjuvant in ice cream, for instance. But the rest, the pulp, 90% of the pulp, is something that currently is not with highly value. What we are doing with this company is to add value even to the part of the fruit which is not so high value, with high value. And what we are doing is extract the 90% of these products, from 90% of this product, polyphenols, vegetable proteins, all nutritious elements that are crucial to maintain in healthy people. So consider the vegetable proteins coming from carob are 30% with a very balanced amino acid profile, and polyphenols are even very in concentration very high. And so with this method, we are able to offer to the market some ingredients which are truly sustainable and still in the market in consistency with a trend which is upcycling and agri-beauty. So using and adopting something which comes directly from the food byproduct, but even for nutritious, for nutraceutical purposes. So this is the logo of my company, innovability in mind, heart, to produce even drug candidates, medical device, botanicals. We have seen in the previous presentation are truly widely used, keeping in mind, of course, the love for our planet. So thank you very much for your attention, and available, of course, to discuss with you and to respond eventually for your question. Thanks. I hope to have kept my time.
Thank you. Thank you, Elena. I hope that you can hear me now. Can you hear? Okay. So thank you. If it's okay, I can share your presentation with all participants after this meeting. And the same I wanted to say to the previous speaker. And now I know it's after the time, but we'll still have a last presentation by Magdalena Głogowska. The floor is yours.
Can you see my presentation?
We can see the screen, the presentation not yet.
What about now?
No, you have to move it between the monitors.
Okay, because So I did it twice today already, but somehow it doesn't work. And what about now?
Yes,
now
we can see the outlook.
Oh, just the outlook. Okay.
Yes.
That's tricky. Let me try it once again, and then I will ask Marianna if it doesn't help.
Sure. We can see the presentation.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, full screen.
Cool. Okay. Hello, everyone. I was really thrilled to watch your presentations today and to meet so many innovators within sectors of food and bioeconomy. And as you could see here and there, some of you already know European funds such as Horizon Europe or EIT Food, for example. So I would like to encourage those of you who are already familiar with Horizon Europe to just keep going and keep applying, and to invite those who are not there yet to join us, because it's really something for you. First, I would like to start with the circular and sustainable bioeconomy model, which supports European Green Deal. We all know that without innovation and by switching from linear to circular and from simply economy to bioeconomy, we will not be able to fulfill the goals of European Green Deal. So we have to force the bioeconomy to reach certain goals like mitigating and adapting to climate change, to reduce dependence on non-renewable resources, to ensure food and nutrition, to manage natural resources, to strengthen European competitiveness, and to create jobs. And already we have a decade of the bioeconomy policy and bioeconomy strategy implementation. And all along this implementation of this strategy, there was a European Framework Program for Research and Innovation. Before it was Horizon 2020, now it's Horizon Europe, with significant growth of budget. Now it's almost 100 billion euros for the period of time from 2021 to 2027. And it consists of 3 pillars. Pillar 1 is dedicated for individual researchers and professionals. One of you presented his experience with MSCA grant, so that's exactly from the Pillar 1. But today I would like to draw your attention to Pillars 2 and 3. Pillar 2 is dedicated to global challenges and European industrial competitiveness, and it's divided into 6 clusters. But for you, all the goodies and gold is in the cluster 6, food, bioeconomy, natural resources, agriculture, and environment. But also I would like to draw your attention to European Institute of Innovation and Technology. So I told you that all opportunities for you are hidden within the cluster 6. And we are actually waiting for the opening of the calls. It will happen by the end of November, but I would like to already share with you some hints of what can you expect when we'll open the calls. Lots of bioeconomy topics, starting from land-based bioprospecting, production of bioactive compounds and functional materials, broadening the spectrum of robust enzymes and microbial hosts in industrial biotechnology, bio-based solutions for humanitarian applications, symbiosis in the bio-based industrial ecosystems, eco-friendly consumer products, business models that balance the share of power and profit in the bioeconomy, supporting the fair and just transitions from GIG intensive economies, demonstrating the fair and just transitions, non-plant biomass feedstock for industrial applications, program biodegradation capability of bio-based materials and products, digital information systems for bio-based products, from silos to diversity, small-scale bio-based demonstration pilots, microbiomes fighting food waste, and strategies to prevent and reduce plastic packaging pollution from the food systems. So there is something for each of you. Furthermore, I would like to draw your interest to bio-based, to the Circular Bio-Based Europe joint undertaking partnership. It's the partnership that's built between European Commission and Bio-Based Industries Consortium. Here are the links to the strategy of the partnership, also to the Knowledge Center for Bioeconomy. Please check the website of Circular Bio-Based Europe. Recently, the calls were closed with really lots of opportunities for innovators like you. But next calls will be open next year, probably in the late spring, say, and you are most welcome to use those opportunities. And for the upcoming calls in Horizon Europe, check the funding and tender opportunities portal. I hope that this presentation will be shared with you, so you will get all the links. But if you didn't get anything from what I just said because it's late and there was lots of information about funding opportunities, just remember one thing: contact me or my colleague Karolina Janiak to get more information and to talk with us about your business idea, about your innovations, and how you could get financing. One thing to add: the financing within Horizon Europe varies from 70% for commercial partners who work for profit, up to 100% of financing for non-profit entities. And everybody's welcome on board. Academia, research institutes, small and medium entrepreneurships, mid-caps, big industry, citizen organizations, everybody. So just contact us, please, to get more information. Thank you.
Thank you, Magdalena, so much for these opportunities. It's also for foreign companies, right?
It has to be for foreign companies because to start to apply for Horizon Europe grants, you need to form international consortium. So you cannot go alone. You have to form the consortium. In most cases, there are some cases then where you can go alone, but in most cases you need partners from at least 3 different countries from European Union or associated countries. But usually their small consortia are way more bigger.
Thank you so much. We still have Kasia Geiger who would like to finish her presentation. Are you ready?
Hi, so I'm just checking if everybody hear me.
Yes, we can hear.
Good. Second check. Do you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
go now to the. Does it move?
No, that's the point where it freezes. We don't go into full screen. Oh, so
Okay, so Mariana, you have my presentation, so maybe you can. I will talk and you will show, because we don't want to lose.
Sorry,
Of course.
question. Are you clicking on a small picture on the small side on the left side? If you click maybe on number 7 on the left side, I see your small, let's say, yeah, yes. If you move your cursor and go on the 7, just to try. Click on the 7 on the left side of your screen. In the preview, I see go to the left where you see the small slides. I don't know, because it looks. We can see, let's say, the big slide on the right side and the preview on the left side. Do you see on your screen? Yes. If you click, okay. Okay.
So we can go like this.
Yes, it works. It works.
Okay, so
Yeah, it works. It will be the best.
Okay, so let's continue like this. Okay, so I think I don't need to introduce myself again, because you heard my name a few times already. So let's go to the challenge what we are tackling. I was already talking about the sustainable impact or negative impact, unfortunately, agriculture on the environment. And I wanted to focus on the two biggest problems and the causes of the biggest emissions, which are the using of chemical fertilizers and the waste. So I think we stopped here last time. So I wanted to present you our solution. So what is Humatico? Humatico tries to solve and tackle the sustainability problem and turn it into an economical opportunity. How we do it? We are producing basically this. So those are the reactors for extraction of any organic mass to produce finally organic fertilizers. So how the process works? We are taking from the source of the waste. It can be a farmer, it can be a food producer, processor, the sample. We are testing it in our laboratory on the presence of humic and fulvic acids and NPK. What is NPK? For those who are not familiar with the agriculture at that much, this is the nitrogen, potash, and calcium macro elements, the biggest components of chemical fertilizers. After we have our sample, we can advise the particular farmer what he can do and what are the contents of those valuable contents of the potential fertilizer. So he have the perfect combination for his soil. And then we have like around 20% of the leftover from this production can be used as, for example, gardening earth. This is what, for those who are living in cities, you can buy in the big bags to use it on your balcony. Or these are some tests we are doing with one of the startups in Poland, producing from the leftover, like small pots for plants, what you can put into the earth directly. We have also tested, and this is working very well. You can dry it because the fertilizer is liquid for the packaging, and it's lasts for shelf life for 24 months. You can also dry it and then store it basically for a few other years. What we already achieved in the last 5 years, we made tests with more than 900 hectare land with 3 big farms settled in Poland and Ukraine. We tested crops like wheat, rye, barley, corn, sunflower, potatoes, and other oil cultures. And we tested more than 20 different raw materials from the waste streams to produce the fertilizer. Recently, we have 2 new projects ongoing. One is with the largest cocoa producer worldwide, and we are testing the waste coming from cocoa production. I can reveal already some outcomings that cocoa waste is super rich on NPK. So basically you could turn out or extract it already 555 components. So it's a really great result. And the newest baby is also tests with a Sicilian olive oil producer, because the olive, like the pressed out olives in countries like Italy or Spain can cause a lot of problems. So going further, what are our unique points? Because it's not just that we help to recycle, or better say upcycle the agricultural waste. We can produce from it fertilizers rich up to 20% in humic acid. And just to compare, like a 5-liter humic acid barrel, if you will buy it in the gardening store or one of the big fertilizer producers, you need to spend like almost $100 per 1 barrel of it. So we are also reducing the dependency of inorganic fertilizer from the suppliers, and mostly in current situation where the fertilizers are really a short good because of the production or the very reduced extraction of natural gas. Many of the big producers are stopped or reduced a lot the production. So this caused that the farmer who has own waste can be completely independent, because he is getting to be a own self-supplier of the fertilizer. So this is finally reducing significantly the cost of total farming, because you're running out of waste, you are cutting a lot of the emissions, and you are a self-supplier of own fertilizer. And finally, after all the tests we done in the last 5 years, we see that, for example, the crops, like, for example, wheat, or also very nice results with tomato, we could increase the yield per hectare up to 35%. So we believe that our solution can really help to achieve the sustainable farming approach of Green Deal principles of European Union. So our team, it's not that I'm just like 90 years old, it's our cumulated experience. We have a team of scientists working with us. Our CTO is a professor of the Polytechnic of Kiev, and he's holding already 6 patents. And our team, on me and another colleague who works with us in the business development, help to commercialize these great achievements. So if you have any further questions, please contact me. Humatico is really happy to be spread the word of us and give you more insights. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kasia. So we're done. Thank you all so much for such a great presentations. We do not have time for official discussions, so but I would like to give an opportunity to discuss if you want. So if everyone need to leave, you just can leave. But everyone who would like to ask some questions, it's time. You can also do it via chat. I invite you also to the expo booths. And to the info for everyone, we have a Polish circular hotspot. If you're not here in our circular hotspot, we invite your company to join. It's a platform for circular companies. We create the opportunity to matchmaking, and you're invited to all our events. But also there are different circular hotspots in different countries, so I recommend you to look for it and maybe join. It's of course for free, everything. Yeah, and if it's And if for everyone it's okay, I will share your presentations with all speakers that you can have the contact, and also I will send your email address so you can write a message. I hope that for everyone it's okay. Okay, great. I see that you're
Yeah.
fine with this.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, Mariana.
Thank you.
And it was
so
great
sorry
to
that
it was great to meet everyone. Really great. Thank you so much to everyone.
yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks a lot, and ciao.
Okay.
Keep in touch,
Thank
and
you.
thank you, Mariana.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you to everyone.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.